Frank, we were thinking, well, they're looking a little rusty, but obviously going forward, they were fantastic today. Bayern could have got more, even though it is a weak Eintracht Frankfurt side. However, you still concede 2 goals, 2 sloppy goals as well, Frank.
Yes, and I think the coach will try to understand what happened in the players' head, because as we all saw that they were very clinical until they scored the 3rd goal, and suddenly they got very lazy, sloppy, and suddenly get scared with a 2-goal conceded very quickly. So we all know the skills of that Bayern squad. We all know the talent they have, but defensively, I think there are still some question marks. You know, the central defense with Boateng and Alaba, is it the best that they can have? Is Boateng back to normal, because it was pretty bad last year in a normal situation? But I think when you compare, because we'll have to compare before the Classical Dortmund with a very compact team and the skill and the talent in terms of attacking Bayern Munich, but question mark with the defense. It's going to be hard to see who's gonna win on Tuesday. But Bayern has to work defensively if they want to make sure that they can win again that title.
Of course, earlier in the day, we saw Borussia Dortmund with a 2-0 victory away against Wolfsburg. This was a big win, wasn't it, Jules, going into the Klassiker, because everyone's saying, hey, wait a minute. We've seen Dortmund in the past drop points in these sort of matches, so it didn't really matter what's going to happen on Tuesday. It would give Bayern Munich the momentum still. Yet they go there. They weren't as entertaining as they were, of course, last week, but they get the job done.
Yes, you're right. And the most important was to win, really. The way they did it was not really important. There was no fluidity like they usually have. Once again, it's their 2 fullbacks who were probably the best players. Julien didn't have a game as good as the one he had last weekend, for example, and Erling Haaland was quite quiet, really, apart from that air shot that led to the first goal by Guerreiro. He didn't really do anything else. But you're right, 3 points. They put a bit of pressure on Bayern before their game against Frankfurt, even if that didn't, in the end, lead to anything. But at least they'll be there. They show these 2 games in a row now, and they will go on to Tuesday night with confidence, and hopefully with Mats Hummels, who looks like he came off at halftime more by precaution than anything else bigger than that.
Yeah, Hummels said that he should be available for Tuesday. Craig, you look at this, and these are the sort of games that Dortmund need to win to keep themselves in the title race.
Yeah, and if they do, it'll be a big statement, because they've had arguably the hardest start to this season starting again. When you think about it, they played Schalke and then Wolfsburg away, 2 teams that are in the top 8. And if they could get a win against Bayern, then that's 3 tough games. And it's a big F, by the way. But that's 3 tough games out the way. As I mentioned, the boys mentioned, Bayern Munich playing at home to an Eintracht Frankfurt team that were struggling. Last week it was Union Berlin, who are down the bottom of the league. So their start has been somewhat easier. So Dortmund have got some good game time under the belt. And if they could get that victory at home, and we know they're not the favourites, but if they could get it, then it would be a big statement. The 2 wing-backs are playing great. Guerreiro, again, 2 goals last week. Another goal today, another one for Hakimi. But it's how can they stop the pacey wide players and the movement of Thomas Muller and, of course, Robert Lewandowski. They're all the questions that Dortmund are going to have to answer.
Bayern Munich, big favourites to take the win, though, despite the fact they're away from home. Evens, according to the bookies. Borussia Dortmund come into the match at 3-1. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.